what we know.
Thank you.
My dream, my dream.
Jamaica, Jamaica.
Wagwan, Jamaica. You know the Honorable Marcus Garvey once said,
Remove the kinks from
your brain, but never remove the kinks from your hair. And when we think about Jamaica, Jamaica is the place where true kings was risen at. You guys have become so divided that you forgot your history. You gotta love your brother. You gotta help him when nobody else will. Because I gotta tell you, kings and queens, if you killing your brother and they killing your brother, soon we'll have no more brothers.
The drum is the first sounding instrument of the man. You have the repeater, you have the funder, and you have the bass. The repeater scatter, the funder flatter, and the bass drum batter.
And the kettle.
So we say batter, flatter, scatter.
We are smarter.
And we are smarter.
Fire! Boom!
Rastafari!
One with the sermon.
Yeah.
Bongo.
Yeah.
From the tough gun tradition.
Yeah.
So when you listen to songs like Ultra Run Red, these are some serious time. And you hear them kettle drum there. Those three and they play.
Bongo Herman.
The legend.
Da-da, da-da-da.
And Satama Satana.
The play and land. Yes, the play and land. Oh, and need it again. So our part in this was quite assured. Alongside Jah Youth.
Yeah, man. Cemented for real.
You understand? Some come while some send. And you have to love it. If you like it, you'll get fed up and left it. You have to love it.
Some elect while some select, you know.
Some elect while some select.
We are the elected.
We are the elected. Yes, man.
Patrick, stop one for me there, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I am on the beat street with legends. The legendary, the iconic.
Yeah.
Hey, we call him Manley Buchanan. But guess what? The world know him as the great Big Youth.
Come on to Little Lenny.
Ah, that one.
Little and big.
Little and big.
And where are you?
I'm But guess what? Now, a lot of people now, Big Youth, has been asking me that they know how Beat Street is with all the great portraits of the icon. And they've always wanted to see Yvonne Sterling picture on the wall. We just asked the president of the Beat Street. And he said, you know what he said? This one. Where else we could have said? Where else we could have said?
Rest in peace, Miss Sterling. Sterling Gold. How could you come through such a tragic moment? I'm a friend, Big Little Lenny. and Rich, the big father, the cigar up, you know, that you know, proud of the girl, and you know, that's the things that are tragedy.
Is that the doorstep, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell everyone listen and watch this. Take care of yourself, you know. Can't nobody now go take care of you.
True.
Yeah.
Eat right, make sure you exercise right.
No, if you don't self-preserve yourself, you have to preserve people.
And keep the mind correct.
No, the mind must be right.
Yeah.
Think positive. But everything about death and talk about me, I go down. Yeah. I'm going to go around and go on and go on. Hey, but you have some people in this life, you know. I don't know if it's Christianity, theology or religion.
Yeah.
I try to tell you that tomorrow and I promise to know. I'm lying, them I tell. So if I'm looking to the future, oh, tomorrow is not tomorrow. I promise. The Almighty God write me that promissory note that years are tomorrow. Things bad today can be better tomorrow. So all tomorrow is not promised. So take care of yourself, people.
A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Big Stone Television. Today I'm extremely excited to present to you a true living legend / icon. Now why I'm so excited is because this icon / legend is a very good friend of mine. He goes by the name Manley Augustus Buchanan, but the world knows him as Big Youth, or sometimes they call him Jah Youth. Now let's go into the details of this icon. Born on the 19th of April in 1949 in Trenchtown, Kingston, Jamaica, Manley Augustus Buchanan, better known as Big Youth, or sometimes called Jah Youth, is a Jamaican DJ, mostly known for his work during the 1970s. He commented, DJs were closest to the people because there wasn't any kind of establishment control on the sound systems. Before beginning his musical career, Buchanan worked as a diesel mechanic at Kingston Sheraton Hotel, where he would develop his toasting skills while he worked, and was nicknamed Big Youth by his co-workers. He started to perform at dances, initially influenced by U-Roy, and became a regular with Lord Tippertone's sound system by 1970, becoming the resident DJ and attracting the attention of Kingston record producers. His early singles for producers such as Jimmy Radway, The Best Big Youth, Lee Perry, Moving Version, and Phil Pratt, Tell It Black, were artistically and commercially unsuccessful. By 1972, he had begun working with Augustus Gussie Clarke, a teenage producer whose rhythms and singers were more in tune with the vibes on the streets of Kingston, and The Killer, on a version of Horace Andy's Skylarkin rhythm, became his first major Jamaican hit, soon followed by Tippertone Rockin'. Following this, he released the successful S90 Skank, featuring a motorbike being revved into the studio for Keith Hudson's Imbids label, version in the producer's own We Will Work It Out. This became his first Jamaican #1 hit, and also featured in a television advert for the Honda motorcycle that inspired it. The first album to feature his vocals, Chichiran, was produced by Prince Buster in 1972. Distinctive musically, his half-song style contrasting with his contemporaries, he was also visually distinctive, with his teeth inlaid with red, gold, and green jewels. In 1973, he released his first album entitled Screaming Target, produced by Gussie Clarke. The album is still considered as a classic of its genre, featuring rhythms from well-known hits by Gregory Isaac, Leroy Smart, and Lloyd Parks, among others. Around this time, he also notched up some achievements in the singles chart, having 7 singles in the chart at one time and having 4 singles remain in the top 20 for an entire year. Through 1974 and 1975, he continued to record for other producers including Glenn Brown, Double Attack, The Abyssinians, I Pray Thee, Dreader Than Dread, Yabby Youth, later known as Lightning Flash, Weak Art Drop, Bunny Wailer, Bide, Black and Black, and Joe Gibbs, Medicine Doctor. His next LP, Dreadlocks Dread, was released on Click Records in 1976. Although ostensibly a Big Youth LP produced by Prince Tony Robinson, it in fact only featured 6 vocal tracks, 2 of which, Marcus Garvey Dread, originally Mosiah Garvey on Jack Ruby's Fox label, and Lightning Flash, had been released as singles for other producers. By this time he had begun releasing his own self-produced recording on the Negus and August and Augustus Buchanan labels in Jamaica, sometimes buying rhythms from producer to whom he had worked, but laterally using his own musician, usually the Soul Syndicate Band. Many of his singles, such as Hot Stock and Battle of the Giants with U-Roy, were released on this imprint. His first self-produced LP was Reggae Phenomenon in 1974. His self-productions continued with Natty Cultural Dread in 1976, followed later that year by Hit the Road Jack. He covered Wake Up Everybody and What a World Needs Now also. This was helpful as new young DJs such as Trinity and Clint Eastwood were appearing on the scene. He signed to Virgin Records Frontline label in 1977, his first release on the label being the Isaiah First Prophet of Old album, and he also appeared in the film Rockers. Virgin declined the chance to release his next 3 albums. However, and as the 1970s came to a close, by 1982, events had combined to make reggae much less successful than it had been 5 years earlier. The rising tide of violence had driven many musicians and producers to leave Jamaica for the UK and US. Reggae had not broken through to widespread commercial success, and in the wake of Bob Marley's death, a lot of major labels either dropped their Jamaican artists or spent little on promoting them, and the music returned to its Unsula roots. Slackness, sexually explicit lyrics became far more fashionable than cultural Rastafari movement, and teenagers looked more towards the United States for their heroes. While his records continued to find a market, tunes like Jaja Golden Jubilee, Aluta Continua, and Chanting failed to capture the public imagination. The modern digital rhythms were far from suited to Big Youth style, and his foray into the studio became less frequent. His appearance at Reggae Sunsplash in 1982, he would appear on another 4 times between 1983 and 1986, was well received, but his success during the 80s was limited. His career revived in 1990 with the Chanting single produced by Winston Nine Onis and Free South Africa on the protest album One Man, One Vote. Yes, we're coming at the music as Rasta. They are the original Rasta man who entered it. Big Youth told a crowd in Italy in 2001. In the 2000s, Big Youth teamed up with the modern dub producer Twilight Circus to record two notable singles, Daniel in the Lion's Den and What We Need Is Love, in a style earthing to the sound of youth vintage 1970 classics. Big Youth is credited with many albums. Chichi Run was done in 1972. Reggae Phenomenon was done in 1974. Cool Breeze, Ride Like Lightning, between 1972 and 1976, the best of Big Youth. Natty Cultural Dread, 1976. Hit the Road Jack, 1976. Reggae Giddem Dub, 1978. Isaiah, First Prophet of Old, 1978. Progress, 1979. Everyday Skank, the best of Big Youth, 1980. Rock Holy, Nagoose Nagas, 1980. Some great Big Youth, 1981. Chanting Dread in a Fine Style, 1982. Live at Reggae Sunsplash, 1983. Aluta Continua, 1985. Manifestation, 1988. Jamming in the House of Dread, 1991. Higher Grounds, 1995. Save the Children, 1995. Natty Universal Dread, 1973. Musicology, 2006. No Gesturing, 2016. Now I just want to take you back, ladies and gentlemen, to 2020, when the Observer newspaper and one of the most senior of reporter, Howard Campbell, had this to say about the great, legendary, iconic Big Youth. It says, Big Youth time has come. Wherever Big Youth hit the stage, he opened the show with I Pray Thee, his powerful chant on the hollowed Satamasagana rhythm. That is deliberate. You must bless the people them, cause we live in a sad world, you know, my brethren, said the veteran DJ, who will be awarded the Order of Distinction by Jamaica's government on the 19th of October in 2020. One of the survivors of the 1970 Roots Revolution, Big U set the pace for modern toaster with a unique style that made it sound like I Pray Thee, S90 Skank, Hit the Road Jack, and Every Nigga Is a Star, a dancehall standard. Those songs also keep the 71-year-old artist on the road. He's a regular on the European regular festival scene. His last run there was in 2019 as part of the Rockers Tour alongside Kiddos Eye, Leroy Arsmouth Wallace, and Lyde Parks and We the People Band. As being a recipient of the OD, Jamaica's 6 Eyes Honor, Big Youth said, "But just feel good. Nothing happened before the time." Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to take this time out and honor my friend, a true living icon / legend, a real Rastafarian, a man that has much love in his heart for his country, his community, and his people. Manley Buchanan, I just want to say thank you, sir, for a job well done, a job that you took on many years ago, and you're still carrying the banner of Jamaica and the banner of reggae music. It is an honor for me to do this tribute to you, sir. Even though you're a friend of mine, but I still see you way above any one of the persons that I've ever had encounter with as an icon. Big Youth, Jah Youth, keep the banner riding high, my brethren. Big Stone love you. Big Stone have the ultimate respect for you as an icon, because whenever we get together, you're just simply Big Youth or Jah Youth. You know, make nothing bother you. You're the nicest, warmest person anyone could ever meet. Thank you, sir, for giving us hits after hits after hits after hits after hits. When will it stop? Because guess what? One thing Big Stone know for sure. Big Youth or Jah Youth can never grow old. There's always a youth in Manley Augustus Buchanan OD. Thank you, sir, for a job well done. Thank you, sir, for still continuing to be a true living icon / legend as you are. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Manley Augustus Buchanan. Big Youth, or simply called Jah Youth. May he lives continually. A Big Stone says so. Please like and share this video. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, now is the most appropriate time to do so. Thank you, sir.